What's going on, guys? It's Zerfox here, and welcome back to another episode. I don't know if this is really an episode, because it's not really a show or like a series or anything, but this is a fucked up story series that I'm doing, kind of. I don't know if it's really a series. Anyways, I got another story for you guys today. This one involves, let's see, well, I've got a few stories. Let's see, which one should I do? Oh, I know a story. This one's called Taking a Shit on My Best Friend's Neighbor's Yard. So, yeah. So, this takes place. Oh, by the way, there's GTA 5 content in the background, and the frames might be a little slow because I'm still trying to figure out how to use fraps and match it up with my graphics card, make it look all sexy and stuff. But, for now, it should be okay. Anyways, back in fifth grade, I had this dickhole of a teacher. Most of you guys, if you know me in real life, know who I'm talking about. But I had this dickhole teacher and this kid that was my best friend ever, and we'll call him. We're gonna name him Grill. I don't know why we're naming him Grill. He's not a grill, nor is he. Sorry, I had to get a drink there. My throat's a little dry. Nor is he a female, but we're gonna call him Grill. Me and Grill were best friends, and we had been hanging out since like before Black Ops 1 came out. I remember when Black Ops 1 came out. Actually, yeah, before Black Ops 1 came out. And when Black Ops 1 first came out, that was when I got my Xbox 360 for the first time. And we would play online together all the time, and he was really good, and I kind of sucked at it. I've never really been really good at COD, but so one day he messaged me on Facebook. He's like, hey, bro, you want to come over and hang out? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go hang out. So I go to his house, and it's winter time. My dad gives me a ride over there because we're only in fifth grade. Um, and I get to his house, and his mom wasn't there, and the internet was down. And as fifth graders, we didn't know how to fix it, and we wanted to play online. We didn't want to play any like campaign or private match or some gay shit like that. So we wanted to wait until his mom or his stepdad came home. I think it wasn't his stepdad. It was like maybe it was his stepdad. I don't remember, or like his mom's boyfriend or something. But wanted to wait until one of them got home so they could fix the router for us so we could play some video games. So he's like, well, you got your coat and your snow pants and your boots and your hat and your gloves and all that shit, stuff to stay warm. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know if I said coat. Hopefully I did. I was like, yeah, I brought it with me. I'm wearing it right now, dumbass. He's like, all right, yeah. So I'll put mine on, and then you and me can walk. Just go like play around in the snow. And there's like a park. There was a park. He lived in a trailer park, kind of the by the elementary school. So there was this shitty little park there, I think, if I remember right. So we were just kind of messing around in the park. We are just playing around, and then I got this bad feeling in my stomach, like bad, bad, bad. Like when you have liquid shits and it feels like demons are about to just break out of your anus at any second. That's how I kind of felt. And back then, this is kind of a touchy subject. Back then, I had really bad bowel movement issues. So I I would literally go like a week or two before I'd take a shit, and I know it's disgusting, but there wasn't much I could do about it, and I had medicine for it and stuff, but it didn't really help. So keep in mind, this shit had been building up for a week and a half to 2 weeks. That's a long fucking time before you take a shit. Am I wrong or what? That's a long time, in my opinion, anyways. So we're in his. We're at this park. And we're playing outside, and I'm like, dude, I don't feel good. He's like, you gotta take a shit. I'm like, yeah, I think I gotta take a shit. He's like, well, let's walk back to my house. I'm like, all right, so we're walking back, and I started getting butt sweats. I got like sweat dripping from my brow. I'm like, got this sick feeling in my stomach. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm like, dude, I gotta shit now. He's like, dude, my house is like right around the corner. Just wait. I'm like, I gotta shit now. He's like, you can't shit now. We're outside. I'm like, I gotta shit now. He's like, okay, okay, okay. Just take a shit then. I'm like, wait, where? He's like, well, it's like 2 in the afternoon. Nobody's home. Just take a shit in my neighbor's yard. I'm like, what? No, I'm not taking a shit in your neighbor's yard. I don't have toilet paper. He's like, all right, tell you what. I'll look the other way, lean up against his tree, take a shit in his grass, and then I'll run inside and grab your toilet paper. I'm like, fuck it, okay. So I drop my snow pants, and oh god, I don't know why I'm telling you guys a story. I dropped my snow pants. I dropped my fucking like Adidas sweatpants or whatever the hell I had. Got my little willy hanging out. My ass cheeks are frozen. I'm leaning up against this tree. Keep in mind, like I said, it's winter. It's fucking cold. So there's snow on the ground. I'm in like 2 feet of snow. I'm leaning up against this tree. This little fifth grader, 10 years old, taking a shit in this guy's yard. I dropped the biggest deuce I've ever dropped in my entire life. It's just sitting there, and this is really disgusting. I'm really sorry, but I mean, it's a story. I gotta tell you. So I shit in his yard. There's this pile of shit right by his tree. Um, and then my friend comes with the toilet paper, saves the day, wipe it up. The the funny thing is that so everything's fine. I go in his house, we clean up. I think we ate some ramen noodles. We watched some TV or something, and we ate ramen noodles a lot at his house. I don't know why. Maybe he was poor or something. I don't know. We just ate a lot of ramen. Anyways, so his neighbors come home before his mom and his stepdad did, or his boyfriend or whatever. So we're like, oh shit, hopefully they don't see the pile of shit. And this is like facing their driveway. There's this pile, this ginormous pile of like half liquid, it's frozen now, and like just the most vile, disgusting pile of fecal matter you've ever seen in your entire life facing their driveway for them to walk right by when they get out of their car. And he gets out of the car, and I'm going to call him Michelin Man. I don't know his real name, but I think it's funny because he was wearing like a white snowsuit. This man was. I don't know who wears a white snowsuit, or any snowsuit for that matter, in the 21st century. But hops out of his little Prius or whatever the fuck he was driving. I don't even think there was Priuses around back then. He hops out of his fucking little shitty tampon of a car, and he takes a couple steps. He puts his foot like right where the shit is, and then backs away before he steps on it. And he like puts his hands on his head, like, what the fuck is that? And I seriously saw him mouth the words, "What the fuck is that?" And my friend looks at me. He's like, "Oh my god, he found the pile of shit." I'm like, dude, he's gonna know it's us. And back then, you like overthink things completely. So I'm like, shit, he's gonna call the cops. They're gonna do DNA swabs on it. They're gonna bring it up in their fucking system, and they're gonna come up with me, Mr. Zerfox, taking a shit in somebody's yard. My parents are gonna kill me. I'm gonna get suspended from school. I'm gonna get expelled. I'm never gonna go anywhere unless, I'm like freaking out, right? He actually didn't do anything. He just kind of put his hands on his head and like covered his mouth, like, oh, what the fuck? That's the most vile, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And then he had a wife, so his wife comes out and she's looking at it like, oh, what the fuck, and she's all disgusted and everything. But I think they thought it was just some big ass bear, because there's like woods there, so they didn't really think anything of it. They just kind of looked at it, laughed a little bit, like covered their noses, and were like, oh, what the fuck, and then they went inside. So here's the funny thing. It was like frozen, right? So it can't go anywhere in the winter. It can't like go into the ground or anything. Which I'd be doing them a fucking solid if that was the case, because that tree was looking pretty bad, and shit is fertilizer. But that wasn't the case. It can't go into the ground when it's frozen. So spring comes along, and I had still been hanging out with this guy like every other day, right? So I go over to his house, and we had completely forgotten about this day. And like that day we laughed so hard, but we had completely forgotten about it. So it's like springtime, the snow's starting to melt. It's kind of first day it's actually like kind of hot outside. It's like 65, 70 degrees. I'm like, damn, this is nice. We decided to go to the park. And we're walking down this gravel road, and I get this horrible smell in my nose, and I look over at this tree, and there's my pile of shit, and there's like a bunch of flies and maggots and beetles and fucking all kinds of bugs crawling over it and eating it. I'm like, oh, gross. And I swear I saw fucking stench lines rising up from it, and it was like it had been sitting there for months, and it was like deteriorating, and it was this weird like yellow orange color by this point, and it makes me sick just thinking about it. But it was horrid, and I can only imagine. I didn't see their reaction when they got home for this one, but I can only imagine it was like 10 times worse. But that's it for this story, guys. Yeah, I just want to tell you guys that was pretty fucked up of me to do, just taking a shit in someone's yard. But hey, you know, I was in 5th grade, so give me a break. um, but yeah, let me know if you guys like this story. If you want to see more of these stories, just give this a thumbs up. I'm gonna go for 2 likes on this video because I haven't gotten any in the other video. So 2 likes would be great. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more of these videos, like I said, just comment below or give me a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Zerfox, and I'll see you later. Adios.